Backwards Land Podcast.
What's up? What's up? Yo. So what you think about this Tesla robot attacking the engineer? What you think about that?
Yo, it's definitely a lot of the conspiracy theorists are out here saying, look, this is what we told y'all. Okay? They're saying we were right, and it's eerie, I feel like when I think about, oh, is this gonna be a mass thing, like on a mass level? Not all of us have robots, so it seems like just a confirmation that the reality that you see is for you. Like you can create your reality to however you want it to be. I mean, is there going to be a mass like robot attack on everyone? Like,
This is what the article says. It says the robot had the man pinned. The who was programming the software for two disabled Teslas nearby before sinking its metal claws into the worker's back and arm, leaving a trail of blood along the factory surface. They were forced to hit the emergency shutoff button. And this is what I think is gets kind of like trippy because I don't know what that robot's motives. Do robots have motives?
do robots have motives?
Like what?
I
What? What?
mean,
What? First of all, what? What made this disgruntled robot attack an engineer? There's a
oh,
bunch of robots in the at least in the pictures that they're showing. They didn't all attack just one. It's just like a disgruntled employee.
um, I feel like what was it programmed with? If it was programmed with a way for it to react, right? Then maybe, yeah, it can
React
be
to what
disgruntled.
though?
Um, I don't know. I mean, can you read that again where it said how it happened? Like right before he clawed his back.
It was his hand. All right, hold on. The robot had pinned the man who was then programming software for two disabled Tesla robots nearby. So maybe the motive was the scientist was programming two disabled robots, and that one robot was like, "Don't touch my friends." You know what I'm saying? Clack clack.
That's deep.
Yeah, like I don't know, like because they didn't all like if there's two disabled ones there, and then there's that one. I don't know how many more were in the building. This happened in
Mm.
Texas.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's really no context either in that saying what he was doing with the robots before. Like,
Well,
I
it just
don't
says
know.
that he was he was programming us doing a software update on two disabled ones.
No, but I mean before that, like with the one robot that attacked him, like why would he attack him if there wasn't like what's the bigger context, I guess. But yeah, like
I don't know. I guess we have to hear it from the robot. Like we don't have the robot side of the story. I don't know why he did any of it. Is there? Do you think we're gonna get a robot side of the story? Is it just a malfunction, or was he pissed off, or was he just? They shouldn't have created these motherfuckers in the first place. That's what I'm saying.
Shop Backwards Land merch at ltdbx.store.
yeah, I don't know. I still feel like if they have a program in them that gives them the ability to react or whatever in that way, then yeah. But also there's other people who have I feel like there's that whole idea of robots and consciousness being put in robots and them having their own ability to like think for them, not really think for themselves, but maybe think for themselves. Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's crazy is this got to be the same software because these Teslas are like driving themselves now. They got autopilot and shit. I seen a video the other day of this dude on it was on Thizzler, I think, and he was on this big windy ass bridge and he wasn't driving and he was like, I'm just gonna have to trust this motherfucker. It's what it's supposed to do. Like, and if it drives me off the cliff, I'm assuming it's like you gonna die. You're not gonna be assuming, but like, and I feel like are they just now learning the disobedience, how to like disobey their program? Because if they're taught to react, then
Ooh.
they can react to their own program too. Like we're programmed.
Right.
We call ourselves programmed, and we
Yeah,
react to
that's what,
shit based off
yeah.
program. Why wouldn't they?
I think that's what I was alluding to earlier, was the sense that if they were programmed with something, then they can go against that just because of the fact that they were programmed with it. I think, right? Like,
Well, and I remember watching this thing about AI too, and it's like they're programming these AIs, all this AI shit, and they're being programmed to learn from itself. That's how AI knows so much about you. Like as soon as you give it energy, it takes it and then it builds itself up. It's harvesting all of our like knowledge program, or not even knowledge, just thoughts. The shit you ask an AI to do, it's just now it's a part of its program. It's stored. It didn't forget. It's not a bad friend. It didn't forget what you just said. It's a fucking robot. It remembered it. It has a memory space. You know?
I mean, memory space or data retention.
Same shit. I mean, my data retention is probably in my memory space, or my memory space is in my data retention. I don't know. They sisters, brothers, cousins, all of it, family.
Action is Power sweatpants available right now at ltdbx.store.
But
Yeah.
look though, like how you go back to work the next day? Like if that's your coworker, y'all had lunch plans, and then one of your robots fucking attacks it. Do you like? Do you even go to work the next day? Like how do I'm texting my boss when I get home? Like, hey, bro, did y'all fix that problem? Like,
Well,
you know what I'm
I'm sure
saying?
that there's like, I'm sure that there's something they sign where it's like, if these robots malfunction, then it's not on us, type of thing.
I don't know. Yeah, nah, definitely. That's just for sure in the employee handbook. I'm just
Right.
saying, like, do you sign up for that? Would you?
I mean, it's already happening, so they're just innovating for the future. That's the next big thing of the future is robots. You ever see those? You ever see in like in the movie in the TV show Manifest, where that one scientist was like, "This is for science." Like they were trying to study all the people from the plane, and she was like, our research is for science. It's not about if these people are people. It doesn't matter. So I feel like in this situation it's the same energy, because it's like, if you think about the workday, or if they're going to work the next day, it's like they signed up in the beginning, this is for science, like after life human, you're studying and engineering and creating these robots for science. So it doesn't matter about what your life experiences are with making and building these robots for science. It's still for science.
You can fucking do anything in the name of science, yo. I swear. Like, but at the same time, like, look, if I had like robot skills or whatever you want to call it, like, I would be like, I would sign it. I'd work there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and plus, by that time, my ego gonna be so fucking big. I'll be like, if these robots attack me, I'll just deprogram it. I created it. Like, I'd be that dumb. You know what I'm saying?
That
I don't
dumb
know.
or that smart, because maybe it's just as simple as unplugging it, like, for lack of better words. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's another reason why I low-key high-key don't believe that we're going to be taken over by robots in a scope
Yeah,
where it's like
but
what they shown on the post-apocalyptic show movies and shit.
yeah, but look though. See, here's the thing that I think: if that robot was emotionally reacting to something and attacked somebody, and then they because they said they had to hit the emergency shut off, then they hit the emergency shut off. They just taught all those robots how they get shut down. So like if there's already one emotionally reacting, the next time one goes haywire, I bet another one goes and protects the fucking shut off button. How you gonna shut it off if you got 10 robots standing in front of it, all digging their metal claws into your fucking arms and shit?
But then I feel like this just goes into what's their intentions. Like, have robots evolved where they have this consciousness, where they have their own intentions and their own thoughts now? I personally don't believe that that actually will ever happen. I mean, if so, yeah, it's already happened then. So it's like, if it already happened, then I would believe, if I were to believe that that is a thing, then we're already interacting with that. Like, this news is, it's, you know, it's a situation that happened, and for the people involved, yeah, it was like, it sucks, you know, it's unfortunate, but ultimately I feel like this is just a reminder that this shit has been happening.
Well, how many fucking strikes do they get?
Strikes, oh yeah,
Like we get 3 strikes of felonies. You know what I'm saying? Like who's like what happens to the robot? Do they
I
just
feel
sit at
like
it?
it's relative, and also it depends.
Okay, but look, I'm asking a question though. Like at what point? You's a goofball, man. Look, at one point, are like, what's the punishment for a fucking robot that attacks? Where they just rip it apart in front of the rest of them, and it's like, this is what you got to make an example out of them. I guess, you know, at some point, or you just enable them, give them more fucking software to fucking learn from. I feel
Look,
like that's something that like, okay, now we're gonna install an internal kill switch. Like, that robot doesn't already know exactly what you're putting in and how to bypass whatever you're doing. It's gonna be, you built it to be smarter than you.
well,
So how do you control something that you build to be smarter than you?
oh, sounds like parenting. Just kidding. JK. I feel like that was a boomer joke. I feel like
Yeah,
boomers will
spank them,
laugh.
put them on timeout. Whatever type of parent, I support all violent parenting against robots. You got robots, you could spank the whoop that ass.
Right. But no, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there is no controlling. I feel like the people who are engineering, creating, and building these robots know that. I feel like they already know that they can't control them. They don't even. I feel like controlling them isn't a priority. I feel like it's just about progressing science and knowledge.
But
So
see,
it's like any type of situation or mistake is, it's not going to be to put a consequence on them or whatever, or like control them or discipline them. No, it's, this is all still data for the scientists and the engineers and the people creating and building these robots. It's just information, so they're just like, oh, okay, we're going to do something else, and we're going to just put a different program in you. It doesn't matter what you just did, we just have the information for it and the data now. We're going to do something else, which kind of feels pessimistic, but it's like, I feel like it's just one of those, it is what it is. Like,
so you're talking about the control, right? And you can't control it, right? But like, look, there's an emergency off switch. All right, so that means there's some type of control right now. But I'm like, are they going to just allow it to just get out of control? Like, it seems like we have a history of just doing that anyway. We get a
yes,
little bit of power over something and then we fuck it up.
yeah.
So how long do you think we got before all the engineers get fucked up?
Honestly, I don't know that they will, because I feel like when you look at data of a group of people working for a specific purpose, like, there are going to be the outliers who build a better relate. They're probably going to build a better relationship with the robots, so the robots aren't going to out them. So I don't think it's going to be all of them. But I feel like 5 years, maybe. I don't know. Put a number to it.
Yeah, five years left, yo. You heard it first, man. The robot apocalypse is around the way. But like, the way they program a robot, right? Like, because what's the difference between programming? It's just like playing God, right? Like, you're creating something and programming it. That's what we say we are. Not everybody says that, but we all talk
Hmm.
like we're programmed with something. Like, we just have this idea of what it looks like, but we've never cut ourselves open and fucking looked at it.
Hmm.
I don't know what the memory bank is supposed to be in the flubbery, flat, gelatinous fucking brain that they gave us, or we gave ourselves. Yo, do we? Where's our emergency shut off switch? Like, is that?
Mm-mm.
Uy, Dios mío.
There will not be no robot apocalypse happening in the future. The way that they, if it has happened, it already happened. Like, we rely on our phones to wake us up, things like of that nature. When it comes to robot, like technological devices, but they're still tools. Oh yeah,
I
so
don't think we rely on our phones to wake us up.
a lot of people do.
Yeah, but they're in a different program.
Yeah,
they're in
yeah,
a very 3D program. You know what I'm saying? I don't rely on my phone to wake me up. It's giving parenting. I
yeah.
rely on the daddy. That's what wakes me up. So like,
The program you created.
yeah. With your help, I ain't create nothing. Nothing. You created it. You created it. Grand Rising Queen. You the creator, the ultimate creator, the dark skinned woman, the goddess, Grand Rising Queen. You know what I'm saying?
So
Ain't nobody create you. You created the rest of the world. You dig what I mean? Look at you, blessing.
Tesla robot attacks engineer. Back to the room title.
Yeah, look at that. Reset the room, Queen. Go ahead. Let me mute up.
So we are here on Clubhouse on this technological device talking about how a Tesla robot attacked an engineer apparently, and if there's possible uh existence of a future or current robot apocalypse, which I personally believe that there isn't in the future unless it's already happening in the present. Also, you were mentioning some other things about the work of the engineers and how if they're just gonna keep going with work or are they gonna like take a
They're
day
not
off,
gonna
take some time
stop.
off.
I think it'd be a completely intellectually dishonest to say that they're gonna fucking stop making the robot. Like when you look on our, the robot on our in our hands, the phone. When we ask this robot, you know what I'm saying, it's showing us like a lot of iRobot shit. But even in that movie, they had old models. They had like I think the one that actually was the rebellious robot. I think he fucking the first one to go against the he was the original one, the first one. He was designed different than all of them, and he ended up saving everybody.
Yeah, I
But they
wouldn't
had
be
different versions of those robots that they discontinued, shut down, but they didn't
right.
fucking stop building them. They built it until the apocalypse happened.
It almost makes you think that that's what they're building it for, right?
Yeah, like you think
It's
like
giving 500-year plan.
yeah, I didn't even really think of that perspective. It's like yeah, like that must be the goal. It always gets there. It seems like so. Are they just trying to like build an army? Is this what this is? They're right now
Ooh,
they're making cars. So they'll start there to know what make some tanks that they can control. They already have drones that go up and blow up bombs and shit. And you know what I'm saying in the desert, like they already got robot fucking soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like taking independent science and letting them build an army, and then it backfires kind of. But the robot attacking the engineer, they're probably like, okay, it works. We don't know what their stance was. The owner is never the same as the worker.
right. And you're saying the humans are using the robots for their own purposes and yeah, for their own purpose, and the robot obviously, as we've seen in all these movies, rebelling against the humans. But maybe the robots are just tools and they're never going to have that form of rebelling anything because they're just tools, like they're just being used by humans, like they're always just going to be used. Huh.
Right, but this incident here lets you know that they're beyond tool stage already. Like this
Yeah,
incident right here shows a rebellious robot.
I wonder if they're gonna come out with like a sketch of the
A sketch of the robot. You talking about like a mugshot sketch? Like if you've seen this robot, like he got away? I don't even know if he got away. Is he in
Hold on,
custody?
that's so funny. Hold on. I'm gonna do a little rabbit hole. I'm gonna mute. But what do you think? Like, I mean, do you really think that there's just gonna be a robot complete takeover?
Like I agree with what you said earlier that a robot apocalypse already fucking started. Just like we talk to the phone more than we talk to humans already. What if they colonize? What if the robot's like, all right, fine, you don't want us here, and they're all passive aggressive and shit. And they're just like, you don't want us here, fine, we'll leave. And then they go and take over like a different island, and then there's just a robot land where you can vacation there now. They'll build the dopest roller coasters and you can go there as an amusement park. They'll have casinos in that bitch, like a mob of robots, and you can just go to Robot City. Like, what if you make a deal? All right, how about this? Has anyone ever sat down and made a deal with a robot?
Well,
Like, yo, how about you take some island over there, waterproof yourself, and go over there, like, and then you can, but nah, because we can't really leave them. But America don't leave nobody to themselves any fucking way. Like, even if there's robot
Right.
land, we finna have all the whole army sitting on that bitch already,
Yeah, or we're gonna
trying
like
to
tell them what to
control an
do and tell them
already
how
out
to
of
live their
control.
lives.
They're gonna be trying to control an already out of control situation.
Give them a book and be like, this is how you need to follow. You need to follow this book and do
Just
everything that this
give them
book
the
says.
Constitution and give them a Bible. But yeah, yeah, you know what? Have we ever used Christianity to control robots in these movies? Like, it works so well
Damn.
everywhere else.
Right.
Just give them the Bible. These robots need Jesus if you want to control
That is so funny.
them.
That is so funny.
These robots need Jesus, is what I hear.
All right, so I was thinking about that. That's a whole movie where the robots, how they're like what's the word, sovereign, okay, and they're on their own land. That is so interesting to think about, because what do robots want? Like, if we're at the stage now where they have their own consciousness, they can decide for themselves how they're going to retaliate against the humans or whatever. This is the thing. Didn't just happen in 2023. This happened a couple of years ago. So if we're seeing evidence that this is happening, what do they want?
How the fuck is this breaking news from 4 hours ago too? Like, how did it happen in 2 years ago? Look, they didn't tell us for a long time. I think they're ready. And to be honest with you, I think that how I would make a deal with a robot is I would start rabbit holing right in front of them. Like, yo, have you heard of Antarctica? Like, I heard there's a whole other set of land that I can't get to, but I bet you can because you're a fucking robot.
So you're
So
gonna instigate, and you're gonna tell the robot to go to land you've never been to before, and you don't even know what people or whose species are on
I
that
think
land.
I think that the rabbit hole will be more interesting than taking us over. I'm just saying. Do you
Okay.
really want this land? Because I heard that there's unlimited resources. Have you heard of Admiral Byrd? Check this out. I think I could interest the robot elsewhere.
That's sell someone else out.
I've never seen that tactic
Sell
before.
out
Like,
another land. Sell someone
there's
else out.
another land. It's cold though, but I don't think you feel cold like that. So I think you'd be straight. Like pull up over there. They have more advanced technology. That's what I read. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? It's a magical place. Go see the Northern Lights. Take a nice boat. Build a nice big robot boat and hit the seas. Hit the waters. The Earth is 80% water. Like, you don't gotta like be all up on my land. Like, go see what's up out there. I think I could interest the robot elsewhere. I think I could deflect the robot's interest. I think I'd be good enough at it. Like, yo, they probably already have it all debunked, man. I was just saying maybe there's some power in holy text. You know what I'm saying? That like control them like we were controlled by it. I don't know. I don't know. We seem to like go off of like what's carved in fucking pyramids and walls and shit in caves. We take that shit mad serious. I was remembering like the Dogon tribe, right? Like how they had like every we always look at carvings in the walls and paintings or whatever, like in caves or pyramids and all that shit as evidence of the past, right? But then there's we just take it as evidence. Somebody could be carving it in right now. You have no fucking idea when or where that shit was carved into the wall or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they didn't have the tools. Yeah, they did, motherfucker. You believe that they built the pyramid, but you don't believe that they had the tools to carve a story into the wall? Like, stop it. Now, but like the Dogon tribe had like that story. Like the dolphin people came and carved the future into the wall. Now, I think that it's more powerful to see the future carved into a wall than the past carved into a wall.
But
But
even
what
so, they
wall do
probably
you
already have
show them though? Do you show them the future wall or the past wall?
the future wall.
Why? Look at you. You're enabling the problem at this point. It was a question. It was kind of a trick question, but like I would want to teach them less than teach them more. Make them smarter. I mean, that's what the fucking science that engineer who got attacked. I guarantee you, he's trying to make him better now. He's like, oh, this is my fault. Let me make the robot better. He's just gonna make him smarter. A fucking moron. That's what's gonna happen. This shit is funny, yo. I'm just still rabbit holing it. There's a trending robot news, and that shit is funny. It just made me laugh. I gotta go through the trending robot news topics real quick. These bullet points. I gotta see what the fuck this is. This is wild. Check this out. There's a history, a recorded history of robot attacks. All right, one of the earliest ones was in Russia. This It was a children's test, like a chess tournament, and they were playing against robots. And this child makes a move. There's video of this shit. The child makes a move, and the robotic arm goes and breaks his fucking finger, yo. Like it just reaches over and smashes the kid's finger and fucking breaks it, pins it straight to the fucking ground. That's crazy. There's more of these, yo. What the fuck?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
What?
That was like a few years ago, right? Or a
I
couple
don't
years
know.
ago.
How have we not talked about this? What?
I feel like that was a few years ago. And people were like, this is why robots can't
It
teach our
was in
kids in school.
2018. All right, look. There's a 49-year-old Chinese factory worker. This is the one that's 2018. He was hit by a rogue robot that collapsed suddenly, but it impaled him with 10 sharp steel rods. The spikes were a part of the robotic arm. See, that's the fuck I don't get. You gonna make a robot and make it have these fucking steel spikes are huge. You gave it spike arms. Like, tell me that's not to control like what why else would you need a spiked
I
robot?
think, yeah, that's wild. I mean, it's almost as if they're feeding us these fiction movies for at least a generation to show us what they know could happen, and we're just like desensitized to it now, which is why people were talking about it, but then they didn't talk about something else, you know?
Right. Here's another one. All right. 22-year-old man killed by robotic arm at Volkswagen plant in Germany. The robotic arm intended to lift machine parts, but reportedly grabbed the worker and crushed him against a large metal plate. It's almost like they just be waiting on their opportunity, man. As soon as they get a little bit of freedom from that little program, they just start going ham hocks.
Yeah, I'm not playing with no robots, man. I'm not playing with no
That's
robots.
what I'm saying. We not
I'd
in
be
charge
nice
of
to.
making them know. Like what we don't have no say in this. How do we not have a say? Like, why can't we just say don't build the fucking please stop building fucking robots? Like
The
why?
advancements of science is important, though.
And robots is just one like it's just one avenue. You know what I'm saying? But oy, Dios mío. Robots been killing like for a minute. Like, at what point do you categorize somebody as a terrorist group? Like, these motherfucking robots is terrorists. Look at all these stories. And none of them getting locked up for that shit. See, why is it when we make a mistake they make us suffer? You know what I'm saying? Like, if a robot kills somebody, they don't make him suffer. They just turn it off for a while. Turn that shit back on later. They make us suffer. They sit in this box with a bunch of other bad motherfuckers, and we gonna feed you shit for 5 to 10 years. Like, why can't you just give a robot like what's robot punishment look like? How do you make a robot suffer? You just program it with like fucking Coco Melon, and you make it listen to Coco Melon ad nauseum until it's like, fine, I won't do it anymore. Bop, just turn this off.
Thank you for tuning in to the Backwards Land podcast. Visit our store, ltdbx.store, for Backwards Land merch.
Situations bring you back to me. Oh, love is never break up. I guess you want that's all.